Turning the pads for these two teams. Talk about nerves, talk about anxiety, adrenaline. For these kids, they know it is all on the line today. When you grow up on Long Island playing junior football, you know the pot of gold. You know the end of the rainbow is to call yourselves a Long Island champion. Only one team will walk out of Hofstra today with that honor.
Well, Longwood can come at you a lot of different ways offensively, and at the controls of that offense is their outstanding junior quarterback, Anthony Borriello.
Yeah, anytime you get a first-year junior quarterback, you really don't know what to expect. You hope he just gets better week in and week out, and that's just what Anthony Borriello has done. He has shown the Lions he can make every throw on the field, and the last 6 weeks, AB has made a big play game in and game out. He wanted to become a leader. He has become a leader, and he has flat out earned it.
Meanwhile, Longwood can also run the football. One of the outstanding tailbacks on Long Island is Brett Wilson, and he has had a terrific season for Longwood this year.
Yeah, Brett Wilson came in with a reputation as a speed back, a guy who can get outside. Now he's the whole package. He goes inside, he goes outside. They started the year hoping he'd make a big run. Now they just flat out know this guy is going to make a big run. 2 touchdowns a week ago in the big win against Floyd. Brett Wilson has been dynamic. He's been outstanding. And the bottom line, Lou, when you talk Longwood football, he's been the difference.
Meanwhile, Farmingdale features one of the top two-way players on all of Long Island, Anthony Barksdale. He does just about everything for this team.
Not too often you could talk about a high school football player as a triple threat. Anthony Barksdale is just that. First, he comes out of the backfield. He can catch it, and he can run it. And let's face it, at 240 pounds, when it comes time to tackle this, guys, it's like trying to wrap up the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, baby. And check this out. Second, he goes to quarterback. And watch when he gets inside the 5. Bang! Into the end zone. He's got the power. And third, he goes to defense. Here they are against Massapequa. Massapequa thinks they have a chance. No, sir. Barksdale shuts it down. Offense, defense, running back, quarterback. This guy, the triple threat, the whole package. I'm looking forward to seeing this guy play.
Well, we expect an outstanding ball game in this championship tilt today. And, of course, this is what they are playing for, the championship trophy. As we go out, let's listen to head coach Buddy Krumenacker talking to his team before last week's Nassau final.
You got to live 4 seconds at a time from 3 o'clock till about 5:20. That's what you got to do. And if you live 4 seconds at a time and you put every 4 seconds behind you after it's over and you move to the next 4 seconds, and we're going to get them. You understand? We're going to get them. Let's go. Give it to them. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? Right. Down on 3. Down on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Stadium Long Island Championship Day. Welcome back to the Snapple High School Game of the Week right here on MSG. 2 teams who come in today as county champions. Let's take a look at the route to this Long Island Championship for the Dalers and the Lions. First, we start with Farmingdale. Dalers down 1 to Massapequa. Late in the game is the big fella, Anthony Barksdale, the keeper. Look at him barrel through at the 3-yard line, and they have the lead. Massapequa on one last chance, but it's Barksdale. End of story. Farmingdale is your Nassau County champ. They're going to Long Island Championship. How about Longwood? It's Suffolk County. Longwood goes up top. It's Borriello to Kevin Watkins. Longwood has a lead late. Floyd, one last chance. Looking. No, sir, this time. Kevin Bennett picks it off, and Longwood is your Suffolk County champ, and they earn the right to play for a Long Island Championship. And as a look at their head coach, Adam DeWitt, in his first year. And Lou, how about a guy in his first year going to the Long Island Championship?
Well, he's done an outstanding job, and of course it was all turned around by that big win against William Floyd a week ago. Let's go down to Eamon McEnany for his pregame report. Eamon.
Jimmy and Lou, it's kind of fitting that Longwood had to defeat William Floyd to make it into this championship game, because Coach Adam DeWitt firmly believes that the turning point for his team this season was the loss to William Floyd. The next day, the Lions didn't hold practice. They didn't watch game film. They had a team meeting. DeWitt challenged his upperclassmen for more leadership. The seniors then turned around and told the younger players they needed to develop a more sense of urgency for this season. Coach DeWitt was telling me that the team has become such a tight unit that it would be awfully hard to pull them apart right now. As for Farmingdale, Coach Buddy Krumenacker says these two teams are very similar. He expects a hard-hitting game. Jimmy and Lou, the way he put it to me, he expects both squads to need their gear for this one here today.
And there is a look at Buddy Krumenacker in his 12th season. What a year he has had with Farmingdale coming into this game, 9-1. And Farmingdale will receive as Longwood will kick right to left on your screen. And back deep for the Dalers, Willie Warren, number 9. He's the man that the Dalers would like to see get the football, and looks like he will as he picks it up in the 12-yard line. He's jitterbugging back there, and Longwood with good kick coverage. They nail him at about the 16-yard line or so, just 4 yards on the return. So Farmingdale will put it in play, led by their quarterback, Ryan Bagnasco, 5'11", 175-pound senior. He's had a terrific year, 32 of 71, 459 yards. The rest of the offense, Barksdale, Bethea, and Warren, the running backs. Charles Ross and Kenny Reed start at the receiver slots. There's a look at your offensive line, led by John Sinelli, 6'3", 315, a senior.
Yeah, never fancy, never over-the-top spectacular when you talk about Farmingdale offensively. Buddy Krumanacker wants to play power football. They'll run the option. They want to keep the clock rolling. They want to keep your offense off the field.
Warren goes in motion. The handoff goes right up the middle across the 25-yard line. And a good pickup for Anthony Barksdale. Here's a look at the Lions defensively. Up front, Taddeo, Wood, and Hefner. A 3-man defensive front. The linebackers, Shepard, Wally, Merkerson, Candiotti, and Creedy. And your secondary, Kevin Bennett, Cletus Selden, and Rob Kritish.
Yeah, this defense has done a great job in the 5-3. All the boys up front. Chablis Wally right there leading the charge for these guys. Over 75 tackles on the season.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. The handoff goes up the middle and not much there as Longwood plays it very well up front.
That was Johnny Hefner there, 240-pound senior. This is the guy they're going to call on today to take on all these big guys up front. And Hefner there, good penetration along the right side, and the senior stops that play for a loss. So it'll put the Dalers now in long yardage situation, about 11 yards to go for a first down, 2nd and 11.
Football sits right at the 26. They have receivers split left and right. In motion, Barksdale looking to throw. Bagnasco, now he's going to pull the football down and run. Makes a good move as he gets across the 30 and up to the 33. Chablis Wally in on the tackle for the Lions.
Hey, as the quarterback, Lou, he's got to run this option. He's got to read the option. He's got to be a decision maker. And he's got to have the right reaction. You see here, he doesn't like the way the pass route looks, so he tucks it under and takes it upfield for positive yardage and picks up about 7 yards on the play, so it puts him in a 3rd down and about 4.
All at the 33-yard line. Receiver split left and right. One setback behind Bagnasco. Warren in motion now. Penalty flag thrown and whistles.
We have a dead ball. We have a false start on green. 5 yards. Still 3rd.
This knocks the Dalers 5 yards back. You check. And you can see the false start right there.
Yeah, Billy Ferrante started a little early as the wideout. So now that pushes the ball back. It'll be 3rd and 9 yards now. And the Dalers, they like to run the football, play power football. So this is not a situation they want to be in. Our referee you just heard from, Don Lundergan, making the calls all day.
So a 3rd down and about 9. Ball at about the 28. Charles Ross comes wide to the right. Now in at quarterback is Barksdale. Barksdale takes his first snap at QB, lofts it up, and it's caught. That's good for a Farmingdale 1st down across the 40-yard line. And he threw it to Bagnasco, 15 yards on the reception.
Yeah, well, Bagnasco's in his 1st year as quarterback, and last year he was a wideout. And so this is no secret to Longwood that Bagnasco is going to go out and catch some passes. But how do you like that? Now in that quarterback, the big fella Barksdale, perfectly placed ball there. Found a little soft spot in the zone. And Bagnasco, don't forget, Lou, in the big drive last week to beat Massapequa, which Barksdale was at quarterback, Bagnasco did catch a pass on that drive.
So he comes up big here. It's 1st and 10 for the Dalers, and they are at the 43-yard line. Opening drive of the game on the option. Bagnasco keeps and runs into his own blocker and then pulled down from behind. John Hefner, the big defensive tackle, makes the play for Longwood.
Yeah, you see Hef there, 240 pounds, but the good quickness, the foot speed. And so Bagnasco, you know, it wasn't until 4 minutes to go in the game last week that they inserted Barksdale in at QB. Well, talking to Buddy Krumenacker this week, he was getting some phone calls from his buddies saying, come on, man, big game, you got to get him in there earlier. So first quarter, Big Anthony seeing some looks at QB, and you can expect to see it all day long as he goes under center now.
Charles Ross goes wide to the left this time. Bagnasco, the quarterback, comes as a wide out to the right. So now Barksdale is under center. Interchangeable quarterbacks here for Farmingdale, and that pass incomplete. Intended for Ross on the left sideline.
Got to be tough, Lou, for a young kid, 17 years old like Barksdale, even though such an accomplished athlete, to one play be split out as a receiver, next play you're in the backfield as a running back, and now you got to run under center, and you got to always take on the different identity, the different mentality for both these guys, Bagnasco and Barksdale. You know, Bagnasco right out to his wide receiver spot. So they are showing all the looks right now to the Longwood Lions on their first possession of the game.
Ross wide left, Bagnasco wide right, and Warren in the slot as Barksdale goes straight back to throw. Heavily rushed now on the run. He pulls it down, gets across the 50-yard line. He's close to a first down. Had to get to the Longwood 48, and it looks like he might have picked up enough. And it is a first down for the Dalers.
Yeah, on most weeks when Chablis Wally comes on the charge, it is shutdown city. And Barksdale, you see a little limpy coming up there. And we'll take another look at this one. But Barksdale trying to throw the football with these big old running back shoulder pads on. Got to be tough. And you see Wally flushes him out. And at the end of the play, as Barksdale picks up good yardage, his legs go underneath him, and he comes up with a pronounced limp and now right to the bench. So the worst thing the folks in Daler country want to see is Anthony Barksdale on the bench with the offense on the field.
So now Bagnasco back in at QB, and Mikhail Buffet is the setback behind him, and they hand it off to Buffet, who gets across the 45 up to about down to about the 43 or so.
Good stick that time by Derek Candiotti from his linebacker spot. And you see Barksdale getting a little tape job here by the Farmingdale staff. Now, don't think that they don't have any bullets left in the chamber with Barksdale out. I mean, you talk about a guy in Kyle Buffet, a senior, 9 touchdowns on the year, had a big touchdown last week against Massapequa from 16 yards. So Buffet can also perform as a feature back, but it looks like they're just going to tape up that right ankle and get him back out there.
This is a solid Farmingdale drive. It's the 10th play. They've had the football since the start of the first quarter. There's 7:15 remaining in the first. Warren goes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Bagnasco fires, incomplete. Pretty good coverage offered by Eric Merkerson. Let's go down to Eamon McEnany. Eamon.
Lou, Anthony Barksdale rolled his ankle on the turf. As you saw earlier, they're just heavily taping it up, but they expect him to be able to get back out there as soon as they finish the new tape job. Just rolled the ankle on the turf. Let's go back up to you guys.
All right, that's good news, obviously, for Farmingdale. We talked about Barksdale, one of the truly outstanding two-way players, not only offensively, Jim, but he's a horse on defense as well.
Yeah, it is not good news either way that a guy in the first possession of the game rolls his ankle and is being taped up like that, because you want championship players in true form, in top form in championship games. And this is not good news any way, shape, or form for the Dalers.
Well, with a big third down coming up, Farmingdale takes a timeout. They stop the clock with 7:07 remaining in the first period, and the Dalers are on the move. We are scoreless in this Long Island championship game. Take a look at Farmingdale. 9 straight wins coming into this one.
Regular trips, guys.
And they are no stranger to this game, the Dalers of Farmingdale. All you got to do is turn the clock back to 2001. The Dalers win this game against the Colonials of William Floyd, and the QB was Matt Danowski. Danowski, look at him, downfield, doesn't see anybody open, so he decides to go with the keeper. 15 yards later, Danowski's into the end zone, and Farmingdale has a lead against Floyd. And then the Dalers go on defense, and they love to get after the quarterback, as they do. And Farmingdale takes down Floyd for their first ever Long Island championship. And Buddy Krummenacker, Buddy Krummenacker, of course, spent 11 years at Hempstead High School, where he won 5 consecutive Nassau County championships. I mean, he would have absolutely rung up some Long Island titles, but this game only started in 1993. His last year at Hempstead was 88.
3rd and 7, and the Dalers set up a screen to Barksdale. He's across the 35, and that'll be enough for Farmingdale first down.
Good tape job, huh, Lou?
Very good.
Take a little credit if you're the trainer, because Barksdale seems to be okay. And take a look at it once again. Barksdale, this time as the feature back, off a little delay. Watch them just swing it out. Looks like a screen set up. They let everybody break in. And then out to the flats for Barksdale. And most importantly, from his health standpoint, makes a big cut, rolls over the last tackler. And the ball is inside the 35 at about the 34, and the Dalers have a real impressive drive going here on their first possession.
Very efficient, well executed. They run out of the eye this time. Barksdale, huge hole, breaks off left tackle, puts his head down, and takes 2 tacklers with him inside the 30-yard line. An 8-yard run. It'll set up 2nd down and 2, but the football all the way down to the 26-yard line.
What's the expression, Lou? Stop on a dime? It doesn't apply to number 3 of the Farmingdale Dalers, because watch once the contact comes, he takes you for a little ride for about 4 yards. So tough, 240 pounds. And Coach Adam DeWitt knows he's got to kind of put a lasso on that horse out there, because Barksdale can really move the pile.
2nd down and 2. This drive started at Farmingdale's own 16-yard line. And off goes up the middle as Mikhail Buffet carries the ball.
And Lou, this Farmingdale team, they kind of demoralize you a little bit in a big game like this by having a drive like this. I mean, you look up at the clock, and there's under 6 minutes to go. And if you're an offensive player for Longwood, you're like, my gosh, we just can't get into the game right now. And for Farmingdale, the best defense is a good offense, because their offense just keeps your offense off the field. And that's what Buddy Krummenacker wants to do. He wants to shorten the game, and he wants to play great defense. And he says, we play great defense because we don't play much of it.
1st and 10 at the 23. Long count. Agnasco gives out of the eye. Barksdale up the middle and rolls his way inside the 20-yard line. 7-yard pickup, and he's just pounding that Longwood front defense.
And then just power football straight ahead. We saw a couple looks at quarterback, but now just kind of take it straight at him behind this big offensive line. Both these teams are big up front. I mean, don't forget, this is Class 1. These are the big schools. You're going to find some big dogs up front. And you see Barksdale claiming his knee never hit the ground. That was pretty close there. Nevertheless, 2nd down after 6 on their first down. Only 4 to go for another.
And Barksdale trying to get outside this time, trying to weave his way, but Longwood got penetration that time, and they were able to string the play out effectively. Cletus Selden was the first man there, and Roy Shepard helped out as well.
Yeah, also Merkerson, number 20, got good penetration in the backfield. So very important play right there by Longwood. Watch Barksdale here. And you'll see number 20, Merkerson, come in and kind of string it out there, top of your screen. Then the cavalry comes. So after picking up 6 on first down, man, you're really at the mercy of Farmingdale. But when you stop them from nothing on second, then now you're in business. 3rd down and a long 3 for Longwood. And you got an opportunity to put the brakes on this drive right here.
Full house backfield for the Dalers. Some play action. And Bagnasco is going to take it himself. Gets around the corner at the 15 and slides out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. That'll be enough for Farmingdale first down.
That time was just a foot race, Lou. It was speed on speed. And Bagnasco a little more quickness than Kevin Bennett. Watch it right here. As Bagnasco, a little keeper, naked boot. Watch number 9. It's Kevin Watkins, I should say. And Watkins is going to get beat to the corner by Bagnasco. And once he gets the corner, he gets to the edge. He's able to turn it up and pick up that first down. So outstanding quickness right there by the QB for Farmingdale. He gets that first down.
What a drive this has been for the Dalers after taking the opening kickoff. 3:41 remaining, the 17th play of the drive upcoming. It is first and goal from the 9-yard line. And off for Warren, he scoots through. Willie Warren, his first carry of the game, and he had quite a hole, was just tripped up at about the 5.
Yeah, I think it was Candiotti, the linebacker, got a little piece of him and stopped Warren Cole because they had a big hole here. Watch, Warren had a full head of steam. Look at the hole. And look at that. He just trips over his own guy as Warren had some daylight there. But clogging it up after taking on the blocker was Derek Candiotti.
And Warren might have been a little shaken up on the play, but he looks all right. Thought he might have been shaken up initially. Second and goal from the 5. But they off right tackle now finds an opening. He's in. Touchdown, Farmingdale. And that caps off a most impressive drive as the Dalers score with 2:52 remaining in the first quarter.
Well, when you come out of the full house backfield, play for Farmingdale, when you're the up backs, you know one thing. You got to block, baby. And they get a push off the line of scrimmage. And look at Bethea. Once he feels the contact, he peels off a little bit and just smells the end zone for his 10th touchdown of the season. And a 9-minute-plus drive results in a touchdown for Farmingdale.
Tom Maka in to kick the extra point. His kick is up, and it is good. 2:52 remaining in the first quarter of the Long Island Class 1 championship game. Farmingdale 7, Longwood nothing on the Snapple game of the championship style drive. They take the opening kickoff, march down the field, and they have a 7-0 lead capped off by this play.
Yeah, what's impressive about Bethea right there is Longwood actually had the play defended where it was originally planned to go. They're going straight up the gut here, led by Barksdale, the lead blockers, and also the fullback in there, Nick Hecht. And you see Bethea, as all great backs do, the recognition to bounce outside and find the opening. Run to daylight, baby. That's just what he did right there for our first touchdown here in this Long Island championship.
So Farmingdale will kick off. Mako will tee it up at the 40-yard line. And back deep for Longwood, Kevin Bennett. And he will take it up the middle. Breaks into the secondary, across the 50-yard line. He can go all the way. At the 30, to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Longwood. 81 yards.
What's amazing here, Lou, is you know what? Both teams score a touchdown. Farmingdale's took 9 minutes plus, and Longwood's took about 12 seconds, baby. But they're both worth 6 points, and what a play to throw some life into the sidelines. Watch it once again for Kevin Bennett. Great blocking up front by the boys. See how they had Barksdale all tied up? Bennett bounces it to the outside. No chance for the kicker against a guy like Kevin Bennett, and he will take it the distance all the way. Bennett, another touchdown for the Longwood Lions, and they are one extra point away from tying this game. 81 yards to the house here at Hofstra for KB Kevin Bennett. That was spectacular.
An electrifying play, which gets the Lions right back in it. And so Bruce Creedy is in to kick the extra point. He'll try to tie it up.
Lou, Kevin Bennett is such an important player. This is a guy with 1,200 all-purpose yards. He does it.
Penalty would try to punch the 8-yard line.
He does it every which way. Offense, punt return, kick return, out of the backfield as a receiver. 1,200 all-purpose yards. He's a great defender, and he gives his team an absolute lift because they had to be a little down. And Buddy Krumenacker's got to be thinking, man, we worked so hard on that drive, take 9 minutes of clock with us, and we can't defend a kickoff to keep these guys from tying the game. What a lift for Longwood.
And now whistles again blow the play dead. And this one could be against Farmingdale.
We have a dead ball foul on green, encroachment, 5 yards. Retry the point.
So we're back to where we started. And again, Creedy will try to kick the extra point.
Larry, put it on the floor. Half the distance, half the distance. Larry, half the distance, half the distance, half the distance.
Now another whistle.
Yeah, they went back to the original spot. It was supposed to go half the distance from the previous foul. So they'll reset the ball here. And both these coaches thinking, let's just get this extra point over and done with at this point in time.
So the ball will be placed at about the 11-yard line. Snap good, kick on the way, and it is no good. Could be huge. So Longwood's right back in it, but Farmingdale still has the lead. They're up by the score of 7-6.
We got Creedy just missed this one, Lou. It went dead left. And so a small lift there, but nevertheless, Longwood on the scoreboard without running an offensive play. But check it out once again. Kevin Bennett scored a touchdown a week ago in the Suffolk County Championship against Floyd via the pass this week. Man, look at the blocking. See all the white jerseys on the green jerseys? Most importantly, Barksdale. And then Bennett, just pure speed. He creates some separation here from the kickoff team of Farmingdale. 82 yards on that one. And boy, the Lions, they should give him a lift right there because he gave this whole team one. And watch the extra point. This looks like just a flat pull left here. Yep, just blasted left. And that 1 point will not go on the scoreboard. So early on here, the difference in the game, an extra point. Creedy will kick it off now. And you see Bennett. He does so much. He'll be on the defensive end of the field now. For Longwood, one of their prime-time guys, does so much for the team. But the Longwood defense now, Lou, has to go right back on the field.
Well, back deep for Farmingdale. Number 9 is Willie Warren. And wearing number 20, Charles Ross. As Creedy will kick it off. And we'll have to see what kind of adjustments Longwood made, if any, after that long drive by Farmingdale. There was controlling most of the first quarter. It's a high end-over-end kick taken by Ross at the 10. He's to the 20. He has an opening. He's ahead of the field at the 50-yard line. One man to beat at the 30, the 20. He will go all the way. Touchdown, Farmingdale. 91 yards.
Well, you never expect a shootout when the Dalers come to play, but what a wild start to this game as Charlie Ross answers with his own version of the spectacular kickoff return. And the Daler folks, they're loving that one. Charlie Ross, what a year he's had for the Dalers and their head coach. And Coach DeWitt can only think, man, I cannot believe we just gave that one back to him.
Well, that's one of the more unbelievable sequences we've seen in recent memory, Jim. When's the last time you saw back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns?
Yeah, just an amazing turn of events.
Here's Maka in to kick the extra point, and a whistle on the extra point attempt. Deja vu. This is like the last sequence.
We have a dead ball. We have offsides on White.
So Longwood lining up in the neutral zone. And really, for a kicker, you don't even want the penalty. The only thing from a standpoint from Farmingdale is maybe you want to think about going it because it moves the ball that much closer now. It's on the 1.5, but they'll still kick it.
Kick is on the way, and it is good. Just barely got over the crossbar. With 2:27 remaining here in the first quarter, it is 14-6. Farmingdale on top.
Well, they preach it during that time of practice when you go over special teams. When you're on a kickoff team, keep your lanes, keep your assignments. And right here, you see some good blocks up front, and then it's all just Charlie Ross. Charlie Ross with the speed. No chance for the kicker to catch up to him here. And Charlie Ross done such a great job defensively for Farmingdale. And Charlie coast to coast on that one. And look at his Daler teammates coming to get him. Taking a look right here, the little wall up front. You see Charlie, he just speeds his way right through the wall. No chance right here for anybody on Longwood. Virtually untouched for Charlie Ross right there as he finds the seam, hits it, and is good night from there. Now, once again, you see the wall? Watch Charlie. He runs right past the wall. Doesn't even give his blockers a chance because you know what? When he recognizes the opening as a kick returner, you just got to hit the opening. Don't hesitate. Hit the hole and see what you can do. So outstanding vision that time by Charles Ross.
Well, this game up and down here in this first quarter as you take a look at Ross right there. What a roller coaster type first period. Bennett waiting for his turn once again. The first touchdown in this game took 18 plays, 9 minutes. The second and third scores, 25 seconds.
Yeah, and our first touchdown return by Kevin Bennett broke the Long Island Championship's record for a kickoff return. And then Charles Ross did not let Kevin Bennett enjoy that record too long because he has now just broken that record. Now he is the all-time leader for kickoff return.
Here's a short kick and up the middle again. Another opportunity. Ahead of the field, and the ball comes loose. Fumble on the play. The ball is still loose. Picked up by Longwood and taken in. Touchdown. Rory Shepard scores the touchdown. 3 touchdowns in a row on kickoff returns. 73 yards on that play.
Stop this circus, Lou. I want to get off. This has gotten crazy and wild here at Hofstra. Are you kidding me? 3 touchdowns, virtue, the kickoffs in a row. This time a fumble and a pickup. Man, this game eventually will have to settle down, but this is flat out wild at Hofstra on the day after Thanksgiving. I mean, you kick the ball short thinking let's not give him an opportunity to make a big run back. But there's that man again bringing it back. This time it was Merkerson. And Merkerson loses the ball and then
they're going for 2. Longwood, their first offensive play from scrimmage. Going for 2. And they don't make it. So it is now a 14-12 game. And what a wild last minute of play we have had here at Stewart Stadium.
And from the fumble once again, and how about Longwood's got 12 points on the board. They haven't even run an offensive play. You see everybody diving for the ball, and pennies from heaven as Rory Shepard picks it up, and the senior nowhere to go but the end zone. Just like that, 12 points for the Longwood Lions. They missed the all-important extra point, so they still trail by 2. But hey, it's only a matter of time before there's another kickoff in this game, Lou. So there's always hope, right?
Well, meanwhile, both sidelines trying to figure out how to cover the kick returns.
Listen, at this point in time, take the penalty, kick it out of bounds, let the ball get set up at the 35, and we'll go from here. And Buddy Krumenacker has got to be dying. They pride themselves on defense. They kicked it short to try and prevent it. And one of the upbacks here, I mean, you know, you don't expect the upbacks to do so much damage, but the upbacks in the form of Eric Merkerson. Then Merkerson fumbles it, and there to pick it up is Rory Shepard. He continues on. Just a wild, wacky play here at Hofstra Stadium as the Long Island Championships. It's been
Farmingdale leading Longwood 14-12 in the Long Island Class 1 Championship. Of course, you'll see highlights of this game and all the big rivalries on Mike Quick's Max Preps High School Weekly. Mike?
Hey, Lou, what's up, buddy? Hey, of course, we're going to have highlights next Wednesday on Max Preps High School Weekly of the big game you're calling now, Farmingdale and Longwood, plus the other 3 Long Island championships that'll take place at Hofstra and Stony Brook this weekend. Plus, Jimmy and I, we're making a trek up north to check out our number 3 New Rochelle team taking on Christian Brothers Academy from Syracuse at the Carrier Dome. Should be a lot of fun. And Jimmy will take a feature look at the big fella, Eugene Monroe from Plainfield High School in New Jersey, one of the top linemen in all of America. So what do you say, guys? I'm going to give it back to you out at Hofstra Stadium. Lou, Jimmy, and Eamon, enjoy it, guys.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable so far, has it not?
We are enjoying it, Mike, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a great time of the year for the Max Preps High School Weekly. As Mike said, we're going up to Syracuse. You see big Eugene Monroe, #1 offensive tackle in the nation out of Plainfield, New Jersey.
Longwood on a 3rd and 5. They flip it to Wilson, looking to get to the corner, spinning and trying to drive towards that first down mark. But it looks like he might be about a buck short.
Yeah, you're in 2-down territory here, though, Lou. Ball's inside the 35-yard line, so too long for a field goal, and short enough where you're probably going to go for it if you're Adam DeWitt. 4th down looks like a long one, so they'll keep the offense on the field and go for this here on 4th down. So first pivotal play here for the Longwood offense, and an important one at that.
It'll be 4th down and 1 at the 33-yard line. Just underway, 2nd quarter.
You know, times like this, they want to run behind big Peter Taddeo on that offensive line. He is the franchise of that O-line.
Here's the give to Wilson, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and driven back. So it all depends on the mark.
Looks like his forward progress might have got him there, Lou. Play looked like it had nowhere to go, but credit Wilson for just kind of sticking with it and getting after it. As they did, they ran right at Peter Taddeo. You see Taddeo, number 70, big right tackle, left side of your screen here, and you see they come right at him, and the hole closes up quickly. But you see Wilson sticking and grinding and moving the legs, and it'll all come down to a stretch of the chain, and it's a big stretch at that. And look at Taddeo hovering above.
And it is a 1st down for Longwood.
Oh, it was close, Lou.
Well, maybe an inch or so.
You saw our referee, Don Lundergan. He took about 2 looks at it. So important there, 1st down for Longwood. Keeps the drive alive. They're inside Buddy Krumanacher's Daler's territory.
14-12, our score. 3 consecutive kickoff returns for touchdowns in that 1st quarter. Now Longwood on a nice drive. They get it up the middle. Here's Wilson. Breaks into the secondary. Makes a great move and spins down inside the 10-yard line.
Outstanding quickness there by Brett Wilson, the senior halfback. This is how you know a guy goes for over 1,400 yards and 20 touchdowns. He's a Division I AA player. Always an outside threat. Now watch him run inside. Big cutback on the inside. Look at the hole by the Longwood offensive line. And once you get into the open field, it is Brett Wilson time, and he shows the dynamic attributes he has as a running back, and Longwood is on the move inside the 10.
Wilson again, the handoff, this time hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Very short pickup on the play. Ryan Dugan was the man who hit him first, the senior defensive end. Here's a look at Farmingdale's defensive starters, and they start with Dugan at defensive end, Sinelli, Heck, and Marvey, the rest of the defensive line. Linebackers, Barksdale, Ryan, and Doug Stolpe. And the secondary, Bethay, Stewart, Charles Ross, and Ryan Bagnasco. Second down. Borriello throws in the end zone. Touchdown. Beautifully thrown to Kevin Watkins, who makes the reception.
Kevin Watkins.
And Watkins, a touchdown a week ago in the Suffolk Championship. Now, what a well-designed play right here, and Borriello delivers a flat-out strike. It's going to be a quick slant inside. Watch the coverage by Farmingdale. They are all over Watkins, which means Borriello has to thread the needle, and this is threading the needle right there in stride. No problem right there. Watkins, great route and a great ball by the junior QB.
And just like that, Longwood has come from behind. They have taken the lead, and they'll line up for 2 with the score 18-14. Borriello back to throw, going for the corner of the end zone, and would have been a terrific catch by Bennett. Slightly overthrown, so the 2-point conversion fails. But with 9:43 remaining in the second, Longwood has taken the lead. They're up 18-14.
Yeah, they're kind of resigned to go for 2 down by 4. And Borriello lays this one out a little too much. And you see Bennett got the 1 pull on it, just couldn't pull it in. But nevertheless, the Lions will take it after a 4th down conversion. Watch, quick 2-step drop, fires a strike in there to a streaking Kevin Watkins on a quick slant inside. And Watkins hauls it in. 10th touchdown pass of the year for Borriello. And Watkins brings it home for his 4th touchdown of the year. And don't look now, but the Longwood Lions, after giving up that long drive to start the game that had to take a little wind out of their sail, Lou, well, they're in command now with a 4-point lead, 18-14.
We wondered how Longwood would fare once they were able to get that offense on the field. They fared pretty well. About 6 plays, 42 yards, 3 minutes, 19 seconds to get the touchdown.
Yeah, 42 yards, Lou, because they were working with that short field that all started with, you know, Bennett and the kickoff return. And they were able to capitalize as that man right there, Kevin Watkins, the senior wide receiver, his 4th touchdown. Good hands right there, as that ball really had some mustard on it from Borriello, and he used the hands and hauls it in for the touchdown for the Lions.
Well, Willie Warren and Charles Ross are back deep for Farmingdale. They stand inside the 10-yard line.
Well, what a great game these people are seeing. They have come out in droves here on Long Island Hofstra Stadium. Both sides of the field with plenty of bodies in the seats. And this is turning out to be a great event in Conference 1, day after Thanksgiving. Everybody's here.
It's a short kick that is angling out of bounds and goes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Is that strategy you were talking about earlier, Jim?
Well, many times you don't like to see the ball get kicked out of the bounds because you do get good field position at the 35. But the way this game has gone from a kickoff standpoint, to set up shop defensively, defending, you know, 65 yards, is you're ahead of the game at this point in time, because it's been a struggle for both these kickoff teams. So now Longwood's defense onto the field. And Buddy Krummenacker, boy, what a run he's had on Long Island, Nassau County. We mentioned, Lou, the years at Hempstead High School where he 5-peated, 1984 to 88. And at one point, they won 34 consecutive games with 3 undefeated seasons as the head coach of those Hempstead Tigers. Great coach.
Bagnasco in at quarterback, gives it to Warren, end around. Willie Warren trying to turn the corner, and he slides out of bounds at about the 42 or so. Cletus Selden turned the play in and forced him out.
When you talk about buddy ball, Buddy Krummenacker, when you're a running back, yeah, you have to run the football, but you also got to be able to block. And when you saw Anthony Barksdale on that play right there, he tied up the tackler and turned that whole play loose. Got to be able to block in the Krummenacker system out of the backfield.
It's a 2nd down and about 2. From the 43. Barksdale gets the handoff, trying to get outside, and he's not going to get there. Played well by Rory Shepard, the junior linebacker who got penetration.
Yeah, once again, it was Merkerson initially who made the play go outside, and then Rory Shepard kind of gets away with a high tackle. Don't want to tackle this guy high, but watch Merkerson first on the right side, number 20. He gets penetration, and then here's Shepard come in to finish it off, and he takes him up high. And if you're going to take the big fellas high, you better be when they're running laterally, because when they're coming right at you, if you go high, they'll go right through you.
3rd down and 1. Off tackle, and Barksdale breaks the first tackler at the line of scrimmage and then gets the 1st down.
Yeah, that was Nikyle Bethea, Lou, as they fake it inside and go to Bethea. And once again, Bethea showing the good vision, recognizing where the room was in the defense. And it's a big 1st down because Farmingdale does not want, after giving up a touchdown, you never want to come out there and go 3 and out and give the ball right back to the team you're chasing.
Well, Bethea may get overshadowed by Anthony Barksdale, but he has impressive stats as well coming into the game. 86 carries, 535 yards, 9 touchdowns. They fake the handoff to Bethea. They throw it outside to Ross, who makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and then is gang tackled after a pickup of about 3.
Yeah, good job by Ross, and a dangerous pass right there by Farmingdale. Because if Cletus Selden makes a little break on that ball, that one's going the other way. So when you're Bagnasco, you got to rifle that ball in there so it gets there. You float this ball, and you give a defender a chance to step in front. They'll take it, pick up about 4 on the play.
Second down and about 6. Football in Longwood territory at the 47. Warren in motion, running the option. They flip it to Warren. Makes the first man miss and then slides across the 45-yard line. He picked up positive yardage. Looked like Longwood had that play diagnosed. Let's go down to Eamon McEnany.
Well, Lou and Jimmy, it should be interesting to see just how healthy Anthony Barksdale remains. He's out of the game right now. The trainer doesn't really feel he can cut or plant, so they're not going to be able to run him outside as much as they would like, maybe north-south up the gut. But you notice on this drive, they're going to the other running backs as Barksdale right now is off the field, so they're probably going to retape his ankle again because, like I said, he's having trouble cutting and planting on his ankle.
Yeah, and you see the worst sign for a Farmingdale fan to see him there with his helmet up like that. He is not in a go position, and he's already had it retaped the second time I noticed. So it's a struggle right now for the big dog.
They're down in 3, handoff, and dragging tacklers and picking up first down yardage. Helmet comes flying off across the 35-yard line. Is number 2, Mikhail Bethea on the carry.
Yeah, Bethea, he averages 6 yards a carry. And this guy's one tough hombre. You know, you win a wrestling championship in Nassau County at 160 pounds, you gotta be tough because Nassau County, Long Island Wrestling is the best in the state, probably the best in the tri-state, let's face it. And he is a champion. You see him running right through there, keeps the legs going, and man, good to see he doesn't take that second or third hit after the helmet comes off.
First down, Farmingdale. Along with 34, Agnasco looking to throw, steps up, fires over the middle, caught. 25-yard line to the 20, and then up close to the 15-yard line. Billy Ferranti on the catch, 19 yards on the reception.
Most impressive play out of the QB so far, Bagnasco, as he kind of surveyed the field there and really had a strong arm that one into the coverage. And check it out once again. As Bagnasco look great time by the offensive line. He gets flushed out a little bit. And look where he puts this one. He puts it to the guy in green who's surrounded by the guys in white. And then Ferrante, as all Dalers do once they have the football, they are trying to get those yak yards, the yards after the catch. It's another part of buddy ball. This is one of the dimensions they pride themselves on at Farmingdale. When you get the football in your hands as a receiver or a running back, you better make something happen once you got it.
Hey, looking to get to the corner, turns the corner at the 10, he's at the 5, he is out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Oh, but they nearly extended the ball over there for a touchdown, and only the speed of Kevin Bennett was able to prevent the touchdown. But Bethea, and you can see the greatness in Bethea here. He knows his teammate Barksdale's on the sidelines, and he's got that extra gear right now. One thing about Bethea and these guys, once he bounces outside, can't give him the corner. Longwood gives him the corner, and you see Bennett just run him down. But watch Bethea here, the presence to extend the football, but you saw his right foot go out there. Great call by the official, the side judge there. He was right on top of that one and spots it right where it should be.
First and goal, Farmingdale at the 1-yard line, looking to regain the lead. And on quarterback sneak, it's Bagnasco who goes into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Dalers are back on top. It's now 20-18.
Well, sometimes, Lou, when your offensive line averages about 260 pounds, you don't got to get too fancy. You just say, saddle it up, boys, get a push off the ball, and let's see what you got, O-line. And the Dalers show their QB just what they can do. They get the push off the ball, and the quarterback, Ryan Bagnasco, takes it in for Buddy Kuhmanacker, and they do retake that lead.
Tom Maka in to kick the extra point. Bad snap, a low snap, and Ross is pummeled at the 15-yard line. So again, another extra point attempt fails in this game. And with 5:33 now remaining in the second quarter, it's now Farmingdale 20, Longwood 18. This is the Long Island Class 1 championship game on the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week.
Conference 1 championship game, and Farmingdale's Nakai Bethea played a huge role in that last touchdown drive, and he is not in foreign territory in championship games. As Jimmy mentioned, he was a county championship wrestler. Now his intensity for both sport remains the same, but on the gridiron he's completely different than he is on the mat before a game. In fact, he's so loose before a football game that his teammates refer to him as Cool Breeze. But on the wrestling mat, Jimmy and Lou, he is completely focused and locked in. You kind of have to be in that individual sport, but he looks locked in here today as he's picking up the slack for Anthony Barksdale.
All right, Eamon. But you mentioned Cool Breeze is his nickname. And
yeah, and Lou, ironically enough, at MSG Network, we refer to Mike Quick as Cool Breeze also.
Ball picked up at the 20-yard line by Wilson, and he gets outside, up the sidelines, Brett Wilson. And he is down at a 45-yard line, 25-yard kick return.
I'll tell you one thing. It's a good thing this is the last game of the year for Farmingdale, because if they had practice tomorrow, they would probably spend the first hour and a half on kickoff team, because they have no answers right now for the Longwood kick return team. The kicking in this game has been a fiasco. Extra points are going to right. Here's the extra point a few moments ago. The snap is low. It can't be handled. And from there, it's just a fire drill, and good presence right there by Longwood to cover it as Eric Merkerson on the tackle. But boy, I mean, you are giving teams short. Look where Longwood is starting once again. The ball's at the 44-yard line. Cannot let them start with these short fields.
Out of the eye, they run the football. Michael Robertson gets the carry, and he gets across the 45-yard line. Robertson, a junior fullback, has 438 yards rushing coming into this game out of that fullback slot.
Yeah, very important player in a game like this. Gives him some of the tough yards, some of the physical attributes that he has in this game. You know, Longwood knew coming in that Farmingdale has the reputation as a tougher team, and they come in as yet another underdog. They could care less, really. You know what? So they need guys like that to move the pile forward themselves.
The second down and 7 from the 46. Here's Wilson, has a big hold and cuts across the grain and gets across midfield into Farmingdale territory. That's close. In fact, it will be a Longwood first down.
Another good play right there. And Barksdale back on the field now for Farmingdale. That heavily taped right ankle, but Brett Wilson, scary guy to defend. You need to compete with this guy at the point of attack. When he gets out in the secondary and he can start navigating in the open field, you are at his mercy.
Wilson today 7 carries, 44 yards, coming in with over 1,400 yards on the season. And he gets the pitch here, turns it at the 45, makes a cut across the 40-yard line. He picks up about 5 or 6 yards on that first down carry. Right now, this Longwood offense is running the football efficiently.
Yeah, both teams offensively have been running the ball up and down the field. So offenses in this game so far are ahead of the defenses. And part of the getting to know one another process. And of course, these two teams play in separate counties here on Long Island, opposite ends of the island. And the first chance they get to see their counterparts from Nassau and Suffolk County, respectively.
High formation again for the Lions, and a delayed handoff that did not fool Farmingdale on that second down play.
And Lou, you know, when we talk about these two teams from the Long Island Championship Day, when you look around this stadium today, you know why Long Island elected not to participate in the New York State Championships. Long Island said, why are we going to go up to the Carrier Dome with a couple hundred people when we can play a clash of the Titans, Nassau versus Suffolk? And look at the people that have come out today, both sides of this field. This has got to be in the 8,000 people range today. And it's just turned out to be a great Long Island event. Great job by the football committees on Long Island 13 years ago to say, let's stay home, let's play a nice Long Island championship. A county champ versus a county champ to become a Long Island champion.
That penalty against Longwood pushes them back. It'll be second down and 9 at the 44.
So a little opportunity here for the Farmingdale defense. You got them in a second and 9, shut down city here. That's what you'd like to see. And referees just spotting the ball, and Longwood offense up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go. Kevin
Bennett now is the feature back. He's the tailback in the eye. Teresito wide to the right. And Borriello straight back to throw, sets it up, and finds Teresito on the screen play. He gets into the open and is across the 25-yard line. A big play to Charles Solicito, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, well designed that time to the truckster, Charlie Solicito. Little sprint screen to the wide receiver. And watch it, your offensive lineman, you give a little pop and then you let him come in. You see the QB go up over the top, and you see Solicito. Most importantly, he's got his legs moving when he grabs the football. Don't stand there and wait for the ball to come to you. Get it and go, and that's just what he did. Big play there for the Lions on offense as they are inside the 25.
And off goes to Bennett, and he is tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but manages to fall forward for a couple of extra yards. Doug Stolfi is the first man there to trip him up.
Yeah, good play by Stolfi that time. That play looked like it had some promise, but the junior linebacker came up and limited that play to 3 yards. So Farmingdale right now with another player down. Injury timeout for them. But they have struggled here defensively. Have not found a way to stop this Longwood offense. Longwood working with good field position and taking advantage of it.
Clock stopped with 2:27 remaining in the second quarter. A high-scoring first half in this Class 1 championship game. Farmingdale on top of the score of 20-18.
Yeah, Farmingdale, we mentioned all the opportunities and trips they've had to this Long Island Championship. They have also tasted defeat in this Long Island Championship. We turn the clock back. The year is 1999. Brentwood against Farmingdale. And here's Brentwood's Eddie Lobo. Quarterback sneak. Brentwood goes up 7-6. Then it's a 4th and goal. 57 seconds left. Farmingdale goes for it. Thompsonelli's pass to John Gaffney falls short. And from there, Dwayne Reed. Yes, sir. 77 yards later into the end zone. This one will seal it for the Brentwood Indians. Brentwood wins this game 13-6. They are your 1999 Long Island champs.
And up and back on his feet, Joe Marvey. And he seems to be okay. So, again, good news for Farmingdale as he walks off the field under his own power. Meanwhile, Longwood a chance to regain the lead here in the waning moments of really what has been a seesaw first half.
Yeah, they have the Farmingdale defense guessing right now, Lou. They really don't know what is going to come at you because we know Borriello can throw the ball. He's using his wide receivers. You got Brett Wilson back there. So Farmingdale needs to make a play here defensively and change the momentum of this Longwood offense.
Borriello back to throw, going end zone, and it's incomplete. Had 2 receivers in the same spot on the field. Kevin Bennett got his hands on it, but Solicito was there as well.
Yeah, Charlie was coming, and Bennett kind of letting Solicito know he thought that was his ball, but this is a mistake by somebody. Both these guys wind up in the same exact spot. And you see Solicito actually had a better chance to catch the football right there. Don't know if Solicito's not there, if that ball gets to Bennett. The coverage was pretty good on Bennett right there. But for Farmingdale, that's one they got away with.
Stops the clock. 2 minutes even remaining in the first half. 3rd down and 6. From the 17-yard line, running some option, and a flag is down on the play. Borriello breaks loose, and that is caught from behind by Lance Stewart, the junior corner. And again, there's a flag down on the play.
We have a hold on White.
Yeah, so they'll take this penalty here and march him back 10 yards. You might want to think about it. I mean, it'll bring up 4th down and 7. He'd force them into a field goal situation. So let's see what the Dalers do. Borriello just trying to make something out of nothing there. The option was closed down, so he had to keep it.
So the officials kind of signaled towards the Farmingdale sideline, kind of let them know what exactly the penalty is.
And they're going to accept the penalty as it'll be marched off now. So we'll replay it down. It'll be 3rd down, but now it'll be 3rd
We have a hold
17.
over here. Still 3rd.
Thank you, Mr. Lundergan. As you see the penalty right there. So now Adam DeWitt in a 3rd and real long situation, 17 yards. And if you're DeWitt, maybe you're thinking here, let's just kind of maybe cut this in half, give our field goal unit a better opportunity. But we've seen how tough the kicking game has gone here. So maybe they'll take a strike into the end zone with Borriello. You got so many outstanding receivers, and Solicito, Kevin Bennett, Kevin Watkins, 3 guys who can all get loose, and they're all out there in the pattern now.
twin receivers right side. Now Bennett goes in motion. Penalty flag is thrown. Borriello throwing down towards the end zone, incomplete. It's knocked away by Bagnasco. Nice defensive play. It was intended for the tight end, Bruce Creedy.
Yeah, the penalty is going to be on Bennett, illegal motion. He turned upfield too quickly. Let's see if Farmingdale now declines this. Let's listen in.
Illegal chip on green.
So now decision time for Buddy Krummenacker.
So Longwood has been their own worst enemy on this sequence.
And
Flying. Fourth down.
you see Buddy declining it. So from here it would be a 45-yard field goal with the ball to 27. So no choice here but probably to go. And what are you going to do? It's fourth down. Take another strike at the end zone. Too long to kick it, too short to punt it. You got to go for it. They got to get to the 11-yard line for a first down.
Line of scrimmage at about the 28. Fourth down, 17 out of the eye. Borriello straight back to throw. It's tipped and intercepted by Barksdale. But it was tipped by Big John Sinelli at the line of scrimmage. The senior, 6'3", 315.
Yeah, Barksdale's thinking, man, I should have dropped this. I could have saved us about 10 yards there. But you know what? That's all about instinct as a player. You know, when the ball's up in the air like that, you can't take any chances that some member of Longwood's going to come streaking through and pick it out of the air. You see it go straight up in the air, Barksdale, and then right there he's thinking, let me drop this at the last second. So the omnipresent Barksdale using his head there, but nevertheless, it'll go down as an interception in the Long Island Championship. So for Barksdale, but now the ball sits at the 20-yard line. Lost about 8 yards on the exchange, but good job defensively there by Farmingdale. Take advantage of a couple penalties here by Longwood, and they keep the Lions off the scoreboard and maintain their lead by 2 points.
Dailers with that 2-point advantage, a minute 10 remaining, and they hand it off. Not much there. Defensively played well by Longwood as they strung that play out.
His Hef, once again, John Hefner has done a good job getting some penetration off the left side of his defensive tackle spot. And he knows he's got to take on some big fellas today off that offensive line. You talk about the offensive line. You look at these guys right here for Farmingdale. Ball 230. Sinelli 315 pounds. Bullen at 285. Janisak 210. And Kulaz 270 pounds. So you got some lumber along the line of scrimmage. As you take a look at the Dailers, they want to move people around.
Handoff goes to Bethea and sneaks up the middle. Picks up a couple, and the clock ticks down, under 20 seconds left.
And you can see Farmingdale just wants to take this 2-point lead into the half. Especially a team like them, they cannot, really go the length of the field in a minute without breaking off a big one. But they will walk off with that 2-point.
Stadium at Hofstra University. We're at halftime of the Class 1 Long Island Championship game. Farmingdale leading Longwood by the score of 20-18. Lou Brogno along with Jimmy Cavallo. What a wild and woolly first half of football.
Yeah, we expected, out of these two teams, we expected Longwood to make plays and Farmingdale to control the ball. We saw it all there in the first half. It was a highlight bonanza that got going right from the get-go. This is the end of a 9-minute drive by Farmingdale to open the game. Nikyle Bethea, 5-yard run, 18 plays on this drive, and they take a 7-0 lead. You know what? It did not last long. Off the ensuing kickoff, you ask your big players to make plays in a game like this. And watch Kevin Bennett of Longwood. The offense had not stepped on the field yet. He said, you know what, boys? Stay on the sideline. This one is mine. I'll take care of business. And it looked like we were going to have a tie game. They would miss the extra point. So Longwood then would have to kick off to Hofstra, because that's what you do after touchdowns, right? And Charlie Ross said, you know what, Kevin? You broke the Long Island record for kickoff returns with a 73-yarder. How about 91 on this one? Look at Charlie Ross go. 91 yards on this one into the end zone. And Farmingdale had built their lead even farther. After one kickoff, we had a touchdown. After two kickoffs, we had a touchdown. It can't happen after three, right? Eric Merkerson's the up back. He gets the kickoff. He looks like he might have some business. Loses the football, but here comes Rory Shippard. Right place at the right time. Rory picks it up. 3 consecutive kickoffs go for touchdowns. They both tack on touchdowns after that. And a crazy out-of-the-box game here at Hofstra has Farmingdale with a 2-point lead.
Well, you take a look at the numbers, and it looks like offensively the first half belonged to Farmingdale, especially on the ground, 133 yards rushing, total yardage 178. But Longwood had a short field to work with for the most part in that first half. They had great field position, and that's why they're right there with the score 20-18.
They had two teams playing for it all, as is everybody on our MSG Network Top 10. Bergen Catholic playing for a state title at Giant Stadium next week. Don Bosco Prep will take on Bergen Catholic. New Rochelle's up at the Carrier Dome playing for a title. St. Joseph Montvale's playing for a parochial 3 title. Hackensack and Ridgewood will play for a public school title. 5 versus 6 in our MSG Network poll. How do you like that? Middletown South, hey, they're playing for a title too. St. Anthony's, hey, they already won their title. Piscataway, they go for it all next weekend. St. Peter's Prep was eliminated by Bergen Catholic in the semis. So 9 out of the 10 teams in our MSG Network Top 10 going for the whole ball of wax.
And we end our Snapple High School football Game of the Week schedule with 2 outstanding games. Boy, we go out with a bang. How about the New York City Public School Final from Brooklyn, New York, next Sunday at 8 a.m. on MSG. And then, of course, what a way to finish things up. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 1, Bergen Catholic. Number 2, Don Bosco Prep for the New Jersey Parochial Group 4 Championship. Next Monday at 7 p.m. on MSG. That game played at Giant Stadium. So what a great next couple of games we have for you on the Snapple Game of the Week. We have a pretty good one going right here. The score 20-18 at halftime here on the Snapple Game of the Week. Ready for the second half as usual. Great festivities at halftime, Jimmy.
Yeah, Farmingdale hopes that their Daler players follow the lead of their Daler kicker in our Snapple halftime challenge. Just moments ago, here's Tom Kelly lining it up for Farmingdale. He splits the uprights. And Tom Kelly earns Farmingdale, the senior class, 25 cases of ice cold Snapple. There's the Diet Snapple mascot. Everybody having a... Hey, look at a kid from Longwood, Greg Collar. Face paint and everything. They're going for it all. Happy Anderson and company running our Snapple halftime challenge. And Tommy Kelly brings it home.
Well, Farmingdale up by 2 here at the half. Let's listen to their head coach, Buddy Krumenacker, as he talked at halftime to his troops.
All right, hey, special teams, listen up. Here's the situation. Situation is he's going to punt the ball out of bounds. He's got a directional kick. He's to the right, right? Yeah, right. He likes to go to the right. We'll directional kick to the right. We'll go punt. We'll go full protection. Somebody had a break-in last time. Some interior guy had a break-in on the last kick. Yeah. I don't know who the hell it was, but 59 broke it in. You got to keep him out. The next thing is this. We're going to go outside in a minute, not us, but the coach is going to take Tommy outside. We're going to put the ball on the extra point tee. All right? And he's just going to take the ball, and he's going to extra point the ball in a given direction.
Talking kicking strategy, which is something that, as we mentioned earlier, Jim, needed to be addressed at halftime by both teams.
And yeah, the mark of a great coaching staff is one that goes into the locker room at halftime and takes a look at the game that they're playing in and tries to make adjustments within the confines of this game. And you could see the concern of Buddy Krumenacker and Farmingdale on the kicking game. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns for Longwood, so they're not going to take any chances. They are going directional kick. Is the 11-year skipper of the Dalers of Farmingdale.
It is a short kick to begin the second half, taken at the 35-yard line. And again, Longwood will have excellent field position to start this offensive drive, as the kick is returned by Emin Sarwari, a senior fullback, and he takes it up near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's been a game-long theme, Lou. Field position. Both teams have started out with great field position via the kicking game. And so Longwood now, once again, working with a 60-yard field.
The Lions come up in the eye, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Handoff on a little bit of a mix-up, but then breaking into the secondary, Brett Wilson puts on the Jets, up the sideline, makes a great move at the 30. Still on his feet, across the 20, cuts it back in, spins inside the 10, and takes it down to the 6-yard line. 54 yards on a spectacular run by senior tailback Brett Wilson.
Wow. I mean, you talk about a guy just using every ounce of ability he has, and also just the smarts and great downfield blocking, because watch Wilson. Once he breaks into the secondary, he's going to look for his receivers blocking downfield, and that man is Kevin Watkins. Uses the speed to get to the outside. Here's the first big block by Solicito. Now watch number 9. Solicito comes back with a second block, and then it's Watkins downfield providing it another block. Great action right there by the Longwood offense, and Charlie Solicito, 2 blocks on the same play.
And the handoff goes inside the 5-yard line. Brett Wilson dives down to about the 3. Actually, they'll mark it at the 2.
I mean, if you're Farmingdale, Lou, you're just scratching your head right now. I mean, you put them in the short field. You see Wilson over 100 yards now. The kickoff, they get the ball on the 40-yard line. First play, they go 50 yards, and just like that, I mean, you're barely out of the locker room, and your defense is now standing on the 4-yard line, 3-yard line, trying to prevent the touchdown. Tough way to start.
They do mark it at the 3, second down and goal. Here's Wilson again, goes off tackle, slides across the goal line. Is he in? Let's see what the officials' call is. No, they may call him just about a yard short. So it'll bring up a 3rd and goal.
Man, you can't get any closer than this, though. Look at where that ball is spotted right now. And if you're Longwood right now, you just really, I mean, come on, you're just gearing up behind this offensive line. I would expect Borriello's just going to try and push it forward now. And you tell the big dogs right side, Taddeo and company, just get off the ball here. We're coming straight ahead. Quick snap coming.
And a quarterback sneak trying to push the pile is Borriello, and he does. He's in. Touchdown, Longwood. So the Lions, on their initial drive of the second half, come from behind to take the lead, and they now have a 24-20 advantage.
It's so tough to defend for a defense. I mean, because, you know, you just got to really just pack it in, take a chance, and just dive right at the quarterback. But you see them come straight up the gut. Shawnee Kluber, 215-pound center, gets a good push off the ball. You got Candiotti at one guard, Peter Taddeo at the other. Taddeo, one of the best linemen, if not the best, on Long Island. And end of story right there. So Longwood quickly onto the field in this third quarter and reclaims the lead.
The Lions will go for 2. Full house backfield. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Wilson going for the corner. He's in. 2-point conversion successful. And that makes it a 26-20 Longwood lead.
Well, on a game that's had the momentum on a seesaw, back it goes to the side of the Lions and their fans who have come out in droves to see this championship game. And Brett Wilson, he could take credit for that drive. The big run on the first play from scrimmage, and then the 2-pointer. And watch the touchdown once again. They just blasted straight forward. You see the center get off the ball. Taddeo and company, they give up the signal, 6 points. And then the 2-point conversion. When they seal off the left side of this defense, it is too easy right here for Brett Wilson. He just waltzes into the end zone for a quick 2. And Longwood has a 6-point lead in this game once again.
All set up, of course, by the spectacular run by Brett Wilson, which brought them down inside the 10-yard line. 4 plays, 60 yards, only 1:52. And Borriello on the quarterback sneak caps it off. So Farmingdale now has to answer the bell as they trail 26-20. Less than 2 minutes gone by here in the third.
And there'll be no panic in Buddy Krummenacker. We mentioned his 12th year here at Farmingdale. They play nothing but close games, these two clubs, week in and week out. These guys are in rough and tumble affairs. Both their playoff wins were close games. They trailed against Massapequa with 4 minutes left. So anytime Farmingdale's within 1 touchdown of taking the lead in the game, they're very comfortable. And down on the sidelines, they continue to work on Anthony Barksdale, who's just had a slew of injury problems in this game. Now they seem to be working on a cut.
It's a short kick taken across the 35-yard line. So a 9-yard return. Both teams trying to employ kind of the same strategy. Want to keep it away from the deep receivers. As Barksdale comes on the field a little bit late, a little banged up there.
And he might have cut his finger, which for a running back, you say, hey, no big deal. But don't forget, they asked this guy to play quarterback too. And on his right hand, that's his throwing hand. So maybe his opportunities to throw will be limited. And for now, Ryan Bagnasco is the QB for the Tailors.
Barksdale not in the field with the offensive unit. The handoff goes to Buffet, who cuts it across the 40-yard line and picks up a couple.
So now Buffet. This has also been an ongoing theme in this game with Barksdale been a little nicked up in this game, hasn't had the impact that the Dalers would hope. The onus kind of rests on the Kyle Buffet, and this guy can absolutely handle it. He is can be a dominant player in his own right.
Second down and about 8. Throw outside by Bagnasco. It's caught across the 45-yard line. And a pickup of about 3 or 4. It'll bring up a third down.
Yeah, it's the play we saw earlier in this game that Charlie Ross took a big lick on. And once again, Ross has got to wait for the football. It's a little high. And with Ross being stagnant, it enables the defense to react to the play. So they shut it down for just a 3-yard pickup. Now puts Farmingdale in the third and a long 3.
From the 45-yard line, Ross comes wide to the right. And Billy Ferrante, a couple of catches in that first half, is in the slot. They fake the end around. Bagnasco going down the sidelines for Ferrante. Incomplete. Long pass down the right sideline. Kevin Bennett on the coverage for Longwood.
Yeah, Bennett, ever presence in the secondary. Buddy Krumenacker try to go up top. We'll take another look once again. 2 receivers split wide right this time. They go for the deep man on the fly pattern down the right side. Ferrante, but you see Bennett close on the play. Bennett can really play defense. Bennett with the interception a week ago that sealed the win over #1 William Floyd. And just a real outstanding player in the secondary. Two-way player is Kevin Bennett.
Bagnasco is into punt. Back deep, Kevin Bennett stands inside his 25. That kick might have been off the side of the foot, and Bennett thought about picking it up, but it's down at about the 25. Longwood will put it in play there with the lead. They're up 26-20 with 8:27 remaining in the third quarter of this Long Island Class 1 championship.
Yeah, good job by their defense there to give the ball right back to their offense. So now you have a little concern if you're Farmingdale. That was really the first time that you saw their offense not able to move the ball as they like to. And so Buddy Krumenacker now will go to his defense, and it seems like Wilson now has his confidence up in this game. Brett Wilson for the Longwood Lions, so they got to find a way to contain him, the feature back.
Receivers split left and right out of the eye. Wilson is hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage. Doug Stolfi makes the tackle for Farmingdale. Let's go down to Eamon McEnany.
Jimmy and Lou, an update on Anthony Barksdale. The trainer just told me they are not going to play him on defense. They're going to save him for offense, even though he didn't play on that last drive when Farmingdale had the ball. They're trying to rest his ankle to get him back out there on offense only. So like I said, he will not play defense, and they're going to try to conserve him and use him only on the plays where they really need him when they get the ball back.
So an ankle, that could be a treacherous injury the rest of the game here.
Well, that's the worst news possible. Don't forget, this is the last game of the football season. If they got to saddle him up and not put him out there, corral him, that's trouble for Farmingdale.
Meanwhile, getting to the corner, Brett Wilson, who is taking over now on the ground game. He picks up 14 yards on that carry, and that's good for a Longwood first down.
Yeah, the confidence. He's got his blockers out front there, and Brett Wilson continues to impress. All Long Island selection is the mark of excellence for a Long Island football player. Hasn't been made public yet, but you can write it down. Brett Wilson will be an all Long Island running back when those Newsday selections come out. And look at the day he's having so far. And really now starting to make his presence felt for this offense for Longwood.
It's first and 10, 7:25 remaining here in the third. And the handoff goes to the first man through. That's the fullback, Michael Robertson. He plows his way up across the 40-yard line. And it looks like you have a player shaken up for Farmingdale. Big defensive tackle, John Sinelli. Number 71.
Yes, it is, Lou. And Sinelli, a guy who goes both ways. They cannot afford to lose this guy now, as now injuries starting to take their toll. Sinelli, a 6'3", 315-pound senior. And hopefully in that position, they're just trying to work out a cramp. That's quite a leg to have to work on, huh, Lou?
That's for sure. He's played a terrific game so far. Made some nice plays at the line of scrimmage. Well, this Longwood team coming in at 8-2, Jim, defeated William Floyd in the in the Class 1 title game in Suffolk County. A big shocker after Floyd had blown them out earlier this season.
Yeah, 42-12. It was a game we had here on our Snapple MSG Game of the Week. And really the ultimate redemption for this Longwood club and their coach Adam DeWitt. They went into the playoffs on Long Island at 6-2. The 2 games they lost were that first one to William Floyd and the second one to Patchogue Medford. The 2 games in the playoffs that they won to get to this Long Island championship, they redeemed themselves to beat Patchogue Medford in week 1 of the playoffs and beat William Floyd, as you said, in the second. So how great is that when you could sit back at the end of the day and know the 2 teams that beat you during the regular season, that almost ended your playoffs hopes, those are the teams you knocked out of the playoffs to get to this Long Island championship.
Meanwhile, John Sinelli ran off the field under his own power, appears to be okay. Bennett hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. Penetration that time coming from Doug Stolfe, the junior linebacker. He's played a pretty good game.
And Nicky Heck there too, number 40, in on it there. And you know what? If you're Farmingdale now, you got to make something happen defensively. Somehow you got to drive some life back into this game for the Dalers. And you see the penetration, as you mentioned, Lou, 5-2, first man on the scene, and then 40 comes to finish it. So Stolfe and company doing a good job right there. Puts him in a 3rd and long passing situation here for Borriello.
Lions come up in the eye. Borriello, quick drop, fires incomplete. One thrown behind his intended receiver, Solicito. And so the Farmingdale defense holds, and Longwood is forced into a punting situation.
And Farmingdale, the way they do things so methodically, sometimes they just have to build momentum brick by brick, piece by piece. And that little defensive stand right there, a little piece of momentum for these guys. And so they'll get the ball back now.
And Barksdale is in there to try to run this punt back. He stands back there with Charles Ross. Solicito, the kick, it's a short kick that bounces out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And Farmingdale will put it in play there. Breaking the action, 6:01 remaining 3rd quarter. The score, Longwood 26, Farmingdale 20 in the Long Island Class 1 championship game.
Super Sour Lemonade stops a mad scientist in Fly Hook.
Nicely done by the Farmingdale cheerleaders.
Isn't that a lion behind them, Lou? Yeah, great job by those girls entertaining the crowd here all day at Hofstra on our Snapple. Hey, girls, have a drink on us right there in those Snapple barrels. They're loaded up with some ice cold Snapple, hopefully, and have one on the boys here at MSG and Snapple.
26-20. Their team is trailing at the moment with 6:01 remaining. Look at the size of the crowd here at Stewart Stadium.
I mean, is this a Hofstra football game or a high school football game? Look at that. I mean, you got to love it when they come out on Long Island to see a game like this, and they have not been disappointed. This game has been flat out entertaining. 46 points in the game so far, and the Dalers and their senior QB now take over with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd, trailing by 6.
Handoff goes up the middle, breaking tackles across the 50-yard line. Kyle Bethay carries the football. That's a pickup of 10.
And once again, Lou, the ongoing theme of this game, field position. Longwood with a 16-yard punt sets up Farmingdale with good field position, and one play later, a quick little run, and you are into Longwood territory. The ball now at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
And of course, the Farmingdale offense without Anthony Barksdale, who is still on the sideline. He's got his helmet on. Looks like he's itching to get back in there, but he is not on the field at the moment. Bethay, the deep back, in the eye on a 1st down and 10 in Longwood territory. Bethay gets the handoff and spins ahead. Nice job by Kyle Bethay, who was stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but managed to pick up 2 or 3.
Yeah, there aren't too many guys who have an encounter with Peter Taddeo at the line of scrimmage and come away with their feet still on the carpet moving. And he did just that, so Taddeo unable to wrap him up and able to pick up a couple yards. 2nd down and about 7, as you see Barksdale, strangely enough, was back there to field the punt a moment ago, but not out here on the offensive set.
2nd down and about 7 from the 45. Bethay again gets the handoff, still pushing the pile. somehow manages to get down near the 40-yard line.
And Lou, we spoke about earlier in this game to Kyle Bethea, and Eamon was talking about his prowess on the wrestling mat, a champion here in Nassau County, and you could see some of the heart and determination that wrestlers have to have on the football field too, because Bethea is only 180 pounds. Now he sees Barksdale come back on the field. Bethea, there is no give up in Bethea when he has the football. He's going to get every ounce out of every play he can, and we'll see what they'll do with Barksdale now. Bagnasco still lining up at quarterback, but now full house backfield.
3rd down and 3. And they fake the handoff to Barksdale. Give it to Bethea, who breaks into the secondary and is inside the 30-yard line. 1st down for Farmingdale, and they continue this drive.
Yeah, good-looking play right there by the offense. As Bethea, maybe a decoy. Barksdale, maybe a decoy. And watch Barksdale. He goes left, and Bethea, he comes right. As he cuts it back at the line of scrimmage, finds an opening once again. And a big 1st down for Farmingdale. They're in business now inside the 30-yard line. Ball spotted at the 28.
Down near the 28-yard line, Barksdale comes out as he's back on the sideline. A new set of downs for the Dalers.
And you can see where the Barksdale is seemingly going to have limited impact on the rest of this game.
Play action. As Bagnasco throws, it's caught inside the 10-yard line. A diving reception by Kenny Reed, the junior wide receiver. Nice play.
Oh, Kenny went and got it, did he not? Kenny Reed was wide open, and Bagnasco almost laid it out a little too far, but great job by Reed. Most importantly for Kenny Reed, catch the football and pick up the 1st down. Little play action, rolls right as Bagnasco, and look at how wide open Kenny Reed is, and Kenny extends the hands and pulls it in. Good looking play there by the Farmingdale offense, and Kenny Reed. Great job right there by Kenny. And the junior 6'2", 190-pounder has them inside the 10.
Well, Bagnasco 5 of 7, 55 yards, having a pretty good day. Hands it off tackle. And down near the 5-yard line goes Kyle Bethea. Farmingdale making a bid to regain the lead. They trail 26-20, less than 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Candiati and company there shut down Bethea, but they looked like he had an opportunity to burst into the end zone, but D. Candiati, tough, hard-nosed senior for this defense, and they're up against it right now. Ball's inside the 5 with a 2nd down.
2nd down, and the handoff to Bethea. He's pummeled right at the line of scrimmage. Hit by Bruce Creedy.
Boy, just great quickness off the corner here by Creedy. He just comes right now on this and stops this play cold. And this is what you got to do here, down deep. You're playing with a team that specializes in moving the ball in short yardage. So now, huge 3rd down now, and you got to be thinking now, maybe a little play action, maybe a little throw here. Ball sits at the 5-yard line.
It's 3rd down and goal from the 5. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Bagnasco looking to try and is hit behind the line of scrimmage, dropped at the 10-yard line, and he is still down, getting up very slowly.
Well, Longwood blitzed, and it paid off for them. He was coming off the right side with Stephen Dennis right there. And Stevie D makes the play, because when the QB turns back around off the rollout right, Stephen was waiting for him. You see Stephen coming left side, and watch the quarterback turns back into the play, and Bagnasco has nothing but 42 in his grill right there. And Stephen comes off making a nice play for the D, the junior 170-pounder. Yeah, all right, Long Island Championship got to feel good to take the quarterback down in the red zone.
And a big play coming up here, 4th down and goal, so Farmingdale calls timeout with 1:04 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and they'll talk it over.
And Lou, we spoke about the signature victories for these programs. Longwood over Floyd in the playoffs. And really the one for Farmingdale was the regular season. They were taking on the defending Long Island champs in Freeport. And here's Anthony Barksdale, short TD run. Farmingdale takes the lead. Then Lance Stewart, an interception that seals the win, breaks the Freeport long winning streak. And Farmingdale let everybody know, and also let their coach Buddy Krumenacker know, they meant business here in Class 1 in Nassau County.
So a couple of words of wisdom there before this 4th down play. And Farmingdale trails by 6.
And an interesting play here, Lou. I mean, you talk about 4th down.
Looks like they're going to kick as they send in their kicker, Tom Maka. So he's going to attempt a field goal, and they'll try to slice the deficit in half.
Yeah, Maka's made 2 field goals this year. This will be a 28-yard field goal.
Ross is the holder. The kick is up. It's on its way, and it is good. So the Farmingdale drive ends in a 28-yard field goal by Maka, and it's now 26-23.
Yeah, 3rd field goal of the year for Maka. You know what? It's a good play by Bunny Krumenacker. Doesn't need me to tell him that, that's for sure. But you know what? 4th and goal from the 5 or the 6-yard line. What are the odds you're going to score? Not too good. But you take the points that are presented to you. The 3 was right there for the taking, and they cut into the lead. With so much time left in this game, you accumulate every point you can along the way. This is not 4th quarter time. They didn't have to go for a touchdown there. Put the 3 up on the board and go from there.
59 seconds left in the 3rd period. And Farmingdale is within a field goal now of Longwood. It's been an exciting Class 1 championship game. Everything we expected, maybe a little bit more, to tell you the truth, is we saw some explosive plays in the first half. Back-to-back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Yeah, they're not used to a wide-open game like that in Farmingdale history. You look at Coach Krumenacker, Farmingdale, so much history. And Longwood, they come in kind of expecting to make some big plays, but you know, they expected more of a slowdown game against Farmingdale. But hey, you know what? Every game takes on its own identity. And Adam DeWitt, you know, he's played some great. This is a guy who went to grew up in Illinois, played in the Wheaton Central High School. I always love to tell this story. He lost twice in the Illinois State Final as a football player. Adam DeWitt, twice, back-to-back years. But you know what, Lou? He can rest easy knowing that the 2 years he lost in the Illinois State Final to Adam DeWitt, a couple of players on the other side of the ball that beat him, Donovan McNabb and Simeon Rice. You lose to Donovan McNabb and Simeon Rice, you know what? You can accept the fact that you lost the state final. So here's another kickoff. They'll once again try the little poocher.
Maka, short kick that is taken there at the 30-yard line. 35, taken by Kevin Watkins, and across the 35 to the 37. 7-yard return. And Longwood again has very good field position to begin their drive.
So Lou, only 2 weekends left in high school football, and you can catch all the action from Thanksgiving this Wednesday, 6 p.m. and 11. It's the Max Preps High School Weekly. Mike Quick in the host chair. Gene Gold will be out there on the scene. Directed masterfully by Jackie Lyons. We'll have all the Thanksgiving highlights, preview the games coming up. The Eugene Monroe feature, the big offensive tackle out of Plainfield High School. Lots going on Wednesday night, 6 and 11. You've got to be there.
The handoff goes up the middle, goes to the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 3 or so. And it was Brett Wilson on the carry.
So Lou, this game right there for the taking for these two teams. I mean, you look up and the third quarter is going to come to an end, and we're going to start this fourth quarter in all probability, unless they score on this play, in a 26-23 game. And in, you know, Long Island history and the history of these games, fourth quarter always presents, like every other fourth quarter football games, things are going to happen. So this game is out there for both these teams right now.
Wilson, the handoff, turns the corner at the 40 to the 50, and taken out of bounds in Farmingdale territory across the 45-yard line. 18-yard scamper there for Brett Wilson.
And Wilson is always one touch away from going the distance, and you're seeing that right now. It has got to strike some fear into Farmingdale. Every time this guy gets the ball and gets a seam, gets a yard to go, he can flat out turn it upfield.
That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Longwood 26, Farmingdale 23. This is a Snapple High School football game of the
week. Longwood leads Farmingdale 26-23. The fourth quarter is about to start. And one of the main factors for Adam DeWitt's quick success at Longwood happened last winter when he was named coach. Knowing that he had to play catch-up with his more established competition, he held football classes on Wednesday nights in February and March. The meetings were voluntary, but DeWitt can vividly remember nights when there was about a foot of snow on the ground, and he still had a full attendance of players who wanted to show their commitment to him and the program. The Lions are a quarter away from that commitment paying off in a championship.
That's a great story. That really talks about the commitment from the kids, and they want to be part of a winner, and they've played like that over the tail end of this season. Some great victories.
Yeah, what a job he's done, too, in his first year, because we mentioned you know, to me, the definition of a high school team is getting better and growing as you go along. And this team has really done that. I mean, you talk about how bad they looked in that first loss against Floyd, losing 42-14, and then losing to Patchogue Medford. But you know what? They stuck with the game plan. They got better. They made adjustments, and they grew. I mean, these are high school kids. In the course of a long season, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get better and peak at the right time. And Adam DeWitt has this club, the Longwood Lions, peaking at the right time. And that is what championship football is all about. Developing, nurturing, and then going for the championship.
Fourth quarter is underway. Second down play, incomplete. Intended for Kevin Bennett after Michael Robertson carried on the first down play to pick up a couple. So it brings up a third down and about 6. This is an important down on a very important drive here for Longwood, because the Lions, Jim, have an opportunity, if they can get into the end zone, put some distance between themselves and Farmingdale.
Yeah, no doubt. So a signature third down. You're not going to see Bennett drop too many of them. So I know he's disappointed, but another passing situation here for the Lions and Anthony Borriello, the junior QB.
Borriello gives to Wilson, and he squirts forward close to the first down. He had to get to the 30-yard line. He might have gotten there.
And you know what, Lou? Really doesn't matter, because they'll go for this one on fourth down. Just goes to show you the confidence they have in Brett Wilson. 3rd down and 7, and all they're looking to do is probably take 5 yards here and give himself an opportunity to go for it on 4th. And this guy nearly got the whole thing. I mean, Brett Wilson had no business getting that close to that first down marker, and he kept his feet, lunged the ball forward, and now they got a 4th and a foot, and from the 30, you got to go.
So a big play in the game right here. 1 minute gone by in the fourth quarter. It is 4th down and less than 1. Quarterback sneak. Borriello goes over right tackle, and he's got the first down.
And they were going right over Peter Taddeo, number 70. And listen, when you talk about number 70, this is going to be an all Long Island guard. Once again, all Long Island selections haven't come out yet, but write it down. Peter Taddeo, number 70, will be an all Long Island guard. Anytime they get into those situations, they're going right up his butt. No secrets, no nothing. They know where they're going when you're taking on this team, and he wants it. He goes in the huddle. He tells the coach, come my way, we'll get it.
1st and 10. Longwood at the Farmingdale 29-yard line. Hand off to Wilson. Turns the corner and is ridden out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. So once again, doesn't look like much of a play, but then you look up and you see that Wilson has picked up 5 or 6 yards on the carry.
Always going vertical, this kid, and he has got to be in the head now, Buddy Krumenacker, that they are having so much trouble playing a guy like this. I mean, they've played the likes of Leslie Jackman and Freeport. They know about the quick backs, but they're showing a guy, Brett Wilson, who seems to have an extra gear today, and you see his numbers. He is really moving the ball all over the carpet.
2nd down play, handoff to the fullback, Robertson up the middle, and he pushes the pile across the 20-yard line. And again, that could be enough for another first down.
More balance here from this Longwood attack.
For the first down.
They give you the change up here by going to Robertson. You expect to see Wilson. Here comes Robertson right up the middle.
This Farmingdale fan base on the near side, they're a little quiet right now. They realize this is a very important part of the game. Less than 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Barksdale now back on defense, and they need him to make a play.
First down, handoff to Wilson. Brett Wilson inside the 20 and down near the 15. Right now, Longwood is getting about 5 yards a pop.
No doubt about it. They're just loading up and going to that right side. Because Taddeo and company, they are really getting, you talk about big guys off the right side. You look at Taddeo 70 and Frank Marino 74. Look at these guys coming up to the line of scrimmage on the right side. You're talking about Taddeo nearly 300, Frank Marino's 340 pounds. Two guys coming out of a 4-point stance.
The 10th play of this drive, and the handoff goes up the middle. Actually, it was the quarterback, Borriello, I believe, who carried the football himself and took it up the middle. He gets to about the 6-yard line. First and goal.
And now Longwood just going to play power football. I mean, you know the way these coaches think. Until you prove you can stop it, we are just going to keep coming right at you. When you got guys like Marino and Taddeo, you just say, boys, we're coming your way. And you can see the QB on the other side of the ball, Bagnasco in there. And this is tense time now for Farmingdale and B.
Wilson up the middle. He's in. Touchdown, Longwood. A huge hole in the middle of that offensive line. What a job by that offensive front for the Lions.
And there he is, Taddeo and company. Textbook football right there. These guys are getting off the line of scrimmage, and watch it once again. They're going to come right side. Watch the hole opened up by Taddeo, seals them off, and look at the fullback coming through. That's the one that springs it free. Watch Robertson, number 30, coming through. Bang! Right there. Who's he put the hit on? He puts the hit on Anthony Barksdale, and Brett Wilson scores the touchdown, but he can credit the blocking scheme of the Longwood Lions. That was tremendous.
Longwood going for two. The pitch to Wilson. He can't find the handle. And now in all sorts of trouble. He'll be tackled at about the 13-yard line. But Longwood now leads it by the score of 32-23.
Lou, when you sit down as a football team and watch films as they do week in and week out, there are certain plays that a coach like Adam DeWitt, he'll have his clicker in his hand and he'll go back and forth saying, great job Robertson, great job Taddeo, boys, this is how we draw it up. And that's just what they did on that touchdown a moment ago. Robertson coming out of the backfield, and Taddeo, take another look once again. Watch Robertson, the first back through. Look at the block he puts on Barksdale, giving up about 50 pounds, and no problem right there by Brett Wilson into the end zone. And look at Taddeo. He loves it when they come his way and take it into the house. Frank Marino, outstanding job. That drive belonged to the blocking scheme, offensive line, and Mr. Mike Robertson. That is offensive execution.
All right, let's talk about Farmingdale here. They're down by 9, 8.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. You don't want to panic, but let's face it now, they're down by 2 scores, and time becomes a factor.
Yeah, this does not play right into the Dalers' hand. They're not a quick strike team. Now, they still have time to drive the field, but like, as you said, you're down 2 scores now, so you drive the field and take a lot of the clock with you. You put the pressure on your defense. So they need something to happen here. They need a play that can spring this whole thing free for them. You see the scoring drive, methodical. 11 plays and 63 yards. Working with the short field, 4 minutes and 15 seconds. And that's the one. That could be the one they look back on, that drive right there.
Charles Ross taking it up the middle. Almost got away, but then it's corralled at the 25-yard line.
And if you're the Farmingdale fans, you're thinking, oh, great, the first kickoff of the whole day that's going to be covered, and it's got to be now in the fourth quarter, as finally a team off the kickoff has to work with some yardage now, 75 yards away. And as you mentioned, there'll be no confidence crisis here. Buddy Krumanacker, 157 wins, 9 conference titles over the years. Great coach. He'll keep these guys focused, and he'll keep them moving forward at all times.
Barksdale in at quarterback. He's straight back to throw. Locks it up for Bagnasco. Makes the catch in stride across the 45-yard line. And a play similar to what we saw in the first half. Barksdale throwing to the starting quarterback, Ryan Bagnasco.
You know, it isn't the day that Anthony Barksdale dreamed about, and the Farmingdale fans, getting banged up in this game, but watch the position of this ball that he throws right here. I mean, can you throw a better ball? And look at the QB in stride back. Nasco now at wide receiver. I mean, just perfectly thrown football, and they take a lot of yardage with him on that one. Barksdale to back Nasco, the B&B boys.
Nasco goes wide to the left, Ross wide right, and Barksdale again looking to throw. Now has time, in trouble, spins away, but can't get away from Peter Taddeo.
Just a dominating performance by Taddeo. That's what you expect out of him. Great penetration. Wasn't the first man there, but he was the finisher. This guy's going to play college football somewhere, whether it's 1A or 1AA. You can see the kind of presence he has on the football field. You can see Barksdale forced up in the pocket by number 78, John Hefner. Hefner's played an outstanding game also along that defensive line. And then the Taddeo man comes and takes him down.
Second down and about 16. Play action. Barksdale looking to throw, lets it fly well, looking for Ross, and it is incomplete, or is it caught? No, incomplete is the call.
Oh man, I mean, this ball is nearly taken in here by Charlie Ross, and Ross was kind of like, hey, I took this one in. This ball looked like it was going to be intercepted by Kevin Bennett, and it gets by him, and Ross nearly takes it in. But you be the judge. Let's see if this ball hits the carpet right here. As Bennett goes up, it's over the top of him. And here's Ross coming around. The ball's popped up in the air. Now, it doesn't hit the carpet right there, but you don't see on the backside. The official is right there in position. So maybe this is a better angle to see if this ball ever touches the carpet here at Hofstra. This looks like the perfect angle. You be the judge at home. Here's Ross. He goes up. And he once again hits the carpet right there. Bounces off the carpet right. And look at your official. He's right on top of it. I mean, come on. How could he not be in a position to make that call? He sees it all the way.
Timeout taken by Longwood with 7:08 remaining in the fourth quarter. They lead it by the score of 32-23. And a big third down coming up, 3rd and 16 for Farmingdale.
So they went home run ball there, Lou. It's kind of feast or famine, and they don't get it. So now they're working on a 3rd and real long. You're talking about 16 yards here or so. So Farmingdale up against it right now. And the Dalers, we mentioned the history. Dalers have some players in the NFL. The great Ronnie Heller went to Penn State, then played for the Eagles. Paul Langford went to Penn State, then played defensive back for the Miami Dolphins. And Canute Curtis. And Canute Curtis, West Virginia, then the Cincinnati Bengals. And Curtis, the guy who donates all the jerseys to Farmingdale play. Great job by Canute Curtis, the old Daler. Canute Curtis buys the jerseys for these Dalers. So this way, at the end of the season, Lou, these kids can keep the jerseys. They don't got to turn them back in. They'll have a keepsake that will always remind them of their time as a Farmingdale Daler. Great job, Canute Curtis.
3rd down and 16. Anthony Barksdale comes up in the quarterback position. He has one setback behind him, and he is straight back to throw. Now in trouble. Lets it fly and just throws it away.
Lou, you can't say enough about Peter Taddeo. And I know you're thinking, wait a minute, Taddeo wasn't anywhere near the ball carrier. Well, that play was intended to go to Nikyle Bethea, but he was covered by Taddeo, who was out in the flats, covering the back out of the backfield. Amazing. So when Barksdale looks left, he's got nobody to throw the ball to. Just the great presence on the football field by Taddeo there, and shuts the whole play down. Doing it all today, PT, Peter Taddeo.
Good pressure also applied by Shedley Wally, the senior linebacker, who forced Barksdale to throw the ball away. This is a low snap on the punt, and a great job by Bagnasco to get it away. Bennett fields it on the run and takes it across the 35-yard line. 17 yards on the return, a break in the action. 6:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. 32-23. Longwood on to 32-23 with 6:52 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And Lou, as you look around the tri-state, what a big time. All these teams are playing for it all. Friday, December 3rd, Giant Stadium. How do you like that? Parochial 4 championship versus number 1 and number 2. Bergen Catholic Don Bosco. New Rochelle this weekend. You know the results this Wednesday on the High School Weekly. They are playing against the top quarterback in the nation, Mr. Paulus. St. Joe's of New Jersey playing for parochial title. 5 versus 6? Yes, sir. For a public school state title, New Jersey, it's Hackensack versus Ridgewood again. Hackensack beat them earlier in the year on the last play of the game. Middletown South is playing for it all, trying to defend their title. St. Anthony's an unprecedented 4th consecutive Catholic League title. New York, Long Island Catholic League. Richie Reichard, great job to the coach. Nobody's ever done it. Piscataway also playing for a title, and St. Peter's was eliminated. And next Monday, hey baby, we got our own version of Monday Night Football on MSG. And Don Bosco Prep, something's got to give in this one.
Game at Giant Stadium, one of the great rivalries in New Jersey, and of course a lot more on the line, a state championship as well this time around. Handoff goes up to the 40-yard line. And Longwood just 6 minutes and 40 seconds away from the Long Island Championship. It would be their first since 1998.
Yeah, you know what? And for these seniors on Longwood, though, don't forget, Longwood hasn't been back to the playoffs since 1999. So nobody on this Longwood team has ever even been to the playoffs, never mind a Long Island Championship. So this is a great accomplishment in the making, but still 6 minutes to go.
On a second down play, the handoff goes to Brett Wilson, and he somehow squirts ahead towards the 45-yard line. I mean, he is just unbelievable. They can't seem to stop him, wrap him up.
Yeah, I was talking to Mike Quick at halftime, and his words about Brett Wilson, he's terrific. You know, that's the ultimate Mike Quick confidence. He only saves the word terrific. I only hear it a couple times every year, but when he gives you the terrific, it means you are something. And Mike Quick gave Brett Wilson the terrific.
He is up over 170 yards. Let's go down to Eamon McEnany.
Well, I was in the Farmingdale huddle before this drive started, and the Dalers are going to start stunting. They have to take some chances, and Buddy Krumenacker told his players, start stripping the ball if you get a chance. So let's see. That's obviously been their game plan the last few games. They've been great at creating turnovers, and they desperately need the ball back here, and going off sides won't help either. Jimmy and Lou, let's send it back up to you guys.
All right, Eamon, movement at the line of scrimmage, penalty flag, and this one will go against Farmingdale offside.
Yeah, that's a byproduct of the sense of urgency now. They feel, you heard Eamon talking about, they'll try to start stripping the ball. First guy, wrap him up. Second guy coming through, try to jar it loose. So right now these guys a little over anxious right there, trying to get some penetration and knock that ball loose because the clock is not on their side now. And the worst thing you could do now is give Longwood a short situation to work with on first down.
First down and 10, excuse me, at the 48-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle, fullback. Michael Robertson carries the ball. He takes it into Farmingdale territory.
And very quietly, Mike Robertson, we talk a lot about Wilson, had a nice little day here. Another piece to the puzzle here for Longwood High School. Just a contributor. There's so many contributors up and down the line when you talk about this team. And that's what a title team is all about. Little guys having moments during the course of the game. And, you know, we talk about all the kickoff returns early with Bennett and all the boys, and Watkins with a touchdown catch, and Solicito playing a good game. I mean, we've spoken about all the other guys. Yellow, Battalion, Wilson, you know, Wally. I mean, just a lot of guys having a hand in this one.
Robertson steamrolls his way down near the 35-yard line.
And Robertson, you know, coming in with 438 yards and a touchdown, and they're all tough yards. And, you know, right now they're looking to go ball control and putting it into the sure hands of Mike Robertson. Look at the hole up front. And you see Robertson, tough yards, running it hard and forward and taking some green jackets with him.
First and 10, Longwood at the 36-yard line. We're down to 4:24 left in the fourth.
And it's an enjoyable time over in the Longwood side of the stadium now for these fans, Lou. They look up at the scoreboard. They got the 9-point lead. They got a first down. They're moving the ball forward. It's a beautiful, sunny November day. The holidays are upon us, and you could just feel it. You could smell it right now. If you're a fan of the Longwood Lions, you are this close to being a Long Island champion once again.
And Longwood on another great drive. They've used up almost 3 minutes. Coming up out of the eye, and they give it to Wilson, who spins away, but then is snowed under behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of a yard or two. You can see that Farmingdale trying to strip the ball out of there. Nick Heck tried to come out of there with the ball.
And you got to. I mean, right now you need something crazy to happen. A lot of craziness in the early part of this game. The game certainly settled down. But now the clock just rolling along now in this fourth quarter.
Farmingdale has only one timeout left. So they can only stop the clock one more time. Trailed 32-23. Borriello keeps it himself, and then he's dragged down by Doug Stolfi across the 35-yard line, but the clock keeps ticking.
And for Borriello, he'll have another chance at this next year, just a junior. We spoke about the growing process and really became a leader for this club. Earned his wings. You know, you come in as a junior quarterback, and everybody's like, "Guys, a new kid. He's a junior." You got a lot of guys like Taddeo and Wilson in the huddle, and you really got to earn your stripes. Anthony Borriello has done just that. And he is 2 minutes and 45 seconds away of becoming a quarterback who led the Lions to a Long Island championship.
A lot of movement on both sides of the line. But again, it looks like Farmingdale trying to make something happen. They may have jumped too early. And it is against the Dalers.
And really, you know, Lou, what a time it is for Longwood. And talking to Adam DeWitt this week, you know, he said he noticed something this week that was amazing, that they were practicing better. There was more energy and life in the Longwood practice. And he said, you know, usually you get to this time of the year, it's cold, it's November, and the practices, you know, he says, my kids were just, they were more into it. They were excited to practice. And he goes, that he noticed that right away. And boy, they had more jump than they did the whole year.
Fullback Michael Robertson carries the ball. He is close to the first down.
Really, they are writing just an absolute great football story. I'll be honest with you, Lou, I was there the night they lost to William Floyd. We walked off knowing we were doing this Class 1 game. As you take a look at the replay once again, as Robertson goes down, we walked off that field that night saying, you know what? We'll probably see William Floyd, maybe Patchogue Medford as the Suffolk County representative. I gave Longwood no shot, as did anybody else when you talk about the playoffs, and even this game they came as an underdog. So our hats are off to the Lions, man. What a job they have done this year just to put it all together here in the last 3 games of the year once they got to the playoffs.
It's just a great story all around as they measure to see if they picked up the first down, and they did. First down, huge for Longwood, but a great story all around. Adam DeWitt, in his first season, wins a Long Island championship. I mean, you can't write a script like that.
He's setting the bar high for himself, isn't he? And he, you know what? He'll give all the credit to his assistants. He said, my guys have put the time in. We show up early. We don't leave every night till 8:30 after the kids are done. We're into it. We're talking about it. We're game planning. We're thinking about it. Nobody was more disappointed in losing those 2 regular season games. But they got back after it. They made the adjustments, and they came back and got the ultimate redemption. They beat the teams that beat them, and they came in as an underdog in this game and are knocking off a rough and tumble bunch of Farmingdale Dalers. Great story.
On a first down play, Brett Wilson gets to the outside. He's at the 10, the 5, and slams the door as he goes into the end zone. Longwood up 38-23, 26-yard run. And right now, Longwood on their way to the Long Island Championship. And there's a little bit of pushing and shoving at the tail end of the play. Penalty flags have been thrown.
And check out the play once again. It's been ongoing in this second half. Wilson gets a couple good blocks at the point of attack, cuts it to the outside, lets the quickness and speed take over. Next stop, end zone for Brett Wilson. And Wilson, finishing touch, is the capper. And it is all over now. The senior halfback came in with 1,400 yards and 20 touchdowns, rings the bell a couple more times today. And this is a guy who will be a Division 1A player. His stock might even be rising to a 1A player, not 1AA after a performance like this.
About 23 carries, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Brett Wilson.
and cooler heads will prevail. But wow, what a performance by Wilson. He was no secret in Suffolk County. Now he's no secret on Long Island and really around the tri-state area. Take notice, another outstanding back. We see so many great backs around, but he really showed himself to have the whole package. Brett Wilson steamrolling towards an all Long Island selection, and now he can call himself a Long Island champ. Check it out once again. You cannot go without giving credit to the holes that have been there for him right up front along the point of attack. Breaks it to the outside and into the end zone. Brett Wilson.
So after all the penalty flags, they are offsetting penalties. And Bruce Creedy is in to kick the extra point. Kick is on the way, and it is good. A minute 46 left in the fourth. Longwood in command. They lead it by the score of 39-23. And the celebrating begins on the Longwood sideline. It'll be a very enjoyable trip back home to Suffolk County.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good solid game all around. You know, they started out by seeing Farmingdale take the whole first quarter with them on the first drive. And then they locked and loaded from there. All the kickoff returns, but in the end, too much Brett Wilson, too much of the offense. And look at Wilson navigating his way down. I wonder if Joe Gardy, Hofstra coach, is in the house. Wilson looks pretty good running on the carpet here at Hofstra. I imagine the Pride might not mind having a guy like that here. Brett Wilson, 200+ yards in a Long Island championship. That's putting yourself into the history books for the Longwood Lions. And Farmingdale's 9-game win streak, Lou, will come to an end. They lost week 1 to East Meadow. They ripped off 9 consecutive wins. They won 2 tough games in the Nassau County playoffs. They come up a little short today, but you know one thing, these Dalers will be back. There is a tradition of excellence here, a tradition that started, you know, 50 years ago with the great legendary Don Snyder, who still comes to every game here, is still part of this Farmingdale program. Don Snyder then passed the torch to Buddy Krumenacker, who continues on. They've been here for the last 6 years, and they'll continue to get here. And I love the quote by Don Snyder this week, talking about Buddy Krumenacker. He said he gets the most out of kids, and most importantly, he connects with kids. That's why they get back to these championship games year in and year out. It is a flat-out program.
Line drive kick taken by Willie Warren at the 10-yard line. He breaks into the secondary. He's ahead of the field, and then he is brought down across the 40-yard line. So a nice run back by Willie Warren. 43 yards on the return.
Well, Lou, 2004 now will be in the history books, and it'll go right alongside with 1998, because that was the last time the Lions came to this game. They were taking on Massapequa. Eric Hatkowitz, option keeper Hatkowitz, 3 touchdowns, and the Lions beat Massapequa for their last Long Island championship. And now they can say 2004, Coach Adam DeWitt and company, they are also Long Island champions. So in the 14 years of this Long Island championship, Longwood now gets their second.
Anthony Barksdale hits Ryan Bagnasco, complete across the 45-yard line. Stops the clock with 1:29 left in the game. So, of course, Farmingdale, no quitting them. When you have that type of program, there's never any quit. And they will come right at Longwood, playing for pride here. And still a chance, slim chance, but still a chance to get back in the game. That's complete inside the 25-yard line. Kenny Reed makes the catch. 33 yards on that reception.
And Lou, you see Barksdale giving it all he can, but really, to me, this entire game changed from a game planning standpoint when Barksdale twisted his ankle on the first series of the game. He came out, he got taped. He got taped again minutes later, and really just was not the same. And this is the, this is the heartbeat of this team. Now, he was able to continue on and play, but we all know Anthony Barksdale was not 100%. He was not the feature back. He was not running the football and rumbling over people and carrying people with him, as we saw a week ago against Massapequa.
Throw towards the end zone, incomplete, intended for Charles Ross, just a little bit high. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock stopped with 1:17 left. Again, Farmingdale has one timeout with which to work. They need to score here, convert a two-point conversion. Onside kick, get the ball back, do it again.
Chablis Wally there on the tackle. Wally, what just a great year did Chablis have. Moved him into the middle this year. Guy who makes the calls on the field for this Longwood defense. A rock solid year for Chablis Wally. Puts a lot of pressure on the offense.
Less than a minute left. Clarksdale going long, and it is intercepted. Picked off, and Longwood begins the celebration. Derek Candiotti, the man who makes the pick.
And a Candyman, as he did a week ago, he had an interception. And now Candiotti gets another pick. And now it'll just be for Coach DeWitt and his club just to kneel on it. And they can walk out of here and watch it once again. And I mean, they know what they're going to do right here. Longwood just drops back. And you see Candiotti just looks it right into his hands. And the number 1 goes up on the finger of Robbie Kristich. And yes, sir, Candiotti and company, they are number 1 in Class 1 on Long Island after a resounding victory.
So Longwood just 40 seconds away. They begin the celebration, and the Longwood fans ecstatic, as you might expect.
And the coach just got the Snapple bucket over there, so he got the shower. And he's no problem by that, even though it's a cold day. For a coach, that feels oh so good when you get the shower, because that shower means one thing: you did it. You absolutely did it. You came in here and you showed everybody that Longwood football is alive and kicking in 2004. You know the Dalers and Coach Krumenacker will be back once again, as they will set their sights on getting here. But for this year, 2004, the Long Island Championship is going east, baby. It's going way east, out from Longwood. Adam DeWitt and the Longwood Lions are Long Island champs.
As the clock ticks down, the celebration has begun for the Longwood Lions. They win it big over in Farmingdale by the score of 39-23. And Longwood goes to 9-2 on the year, their first Long Island title since 1998. Congratulations to the Lions.
And two sides of it, dejection on one side. You know what? It's tough way, man. Your season comes to an end for the seniors. Their careers of Dalers have come to an end. That's life. You know what? That's sports. And on the other side of the fence, there is jubilation, all the hard work, all the disappointment they had on early. They turned their back on it. Never say die. They just went forward. And in the end, the Lions rip off 3 consecutive victories in the playoffs, and they crown themselves king of the hill on Long Island.
Final score again, Longwood 39, Farmingdale 23. We'll have more in just a minute. This is the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week.
The radio home of
for the Longwood Lions, as they have just captured the Long Island Class 1 Championship, defeating Farmingdale by the score of 39-23 here at Hofstra's Schuert Stadium. Lou Brogno along with Jimmy Cavallo. And Jim, a great win for Longwood, but it was like 2 different games between the first half and the second half.
Yeah, you know, history will show in this game that great football oddity. We had 3 consecutive kickoffs, the kickoff trifecta that resulted in touchdowns. But to me, it did not have a great bearing on the game, because don't forget, at halftime, Farmingdale led this game 20-18. Now you look at the second half of this game. Longwood outscores Farmingdale 21-3. They keep the Dalers out of the end zone for the entire second half and really outplay them in many phases of the game. And that was the difference. 21-3 in the second half. Wilson and company go on and they grab hold of a Long Island championship.
All right, let's go down to Eamon McEnany, who's standing by with our player of the game.
Lou, thank you very much. No doubt who the player of the game is. When you run for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in a championship game, you're going to get a lot of honors, and Brett Wilson is indeed our Snapple Game of the Week MVP. Congratulations. Brett, can you try to put in words in perspective what this moment means to you and your teammates after all you've been through in the last year with the coaching change, the 2 regular season losses, to be here now, Long Island champions?
It's a great feeling, you know. For you, like I said, you know, at the beginning of the season, it's 43 guys, you know. We come out, it's a team. You know, this year was a team, you know, we was all together, the line, Everybody was flying off the ball, the line, the receivers, the defense. Everybody came together. The sideline, the fans, everybody was together, and that's what it's all about. It's about 43 guys, and we have 43 guys together. That's what wins the championship.
Now, you guys were down at halftime, and you came out of the locker room. They gave you the ball, and you busted off a 54-yard run. Let's take a look at you in action today. What was some of the keys to your success against Farmingdale?
Well, Farmingdale, the defense was great. He talked to us inside the locker room. I knew that we had to come out. We had to come out fired up, and that's what we did.
And then you were able to get into the end zone 2 times. Talk about your line play, because you had some great moves, but also the line was giving you some holes.
The line been there the whole entire season. I believed in my line all season. Peter Taddeo, Derek Candiati, all of them. I believed in them. They made holes for me, and that's how I got the touchdowns.
Now, there was a lot of turmoil in this program, a coaching change, some losses in the regular season. You guys did not play well as a team against William Floyd. How did you guys continue to believe in each other and the team and the program, and that you knew you could be champions?
Well, all of our coaches, they made us believers, and that's what it came down to. He made us believers, and we knew that the seniors had to step up, and that's what the seniors did. They stepped up, and 43 guys came together and to win a championship, and that's what we really wanted, and that's what we did.
All right, Brent Wilson, congratulations on a great game and a championship. Jimmy and Lou, it's going to be a sweet road back to Longwood for the Lions.
Yes, it is, Eamon. Once again, congratulations to the Longwood Lions. They are 2004 Long Island Class 1 champions. Once again, our final score is Longwood 39, Farmingdale 23. Join us again next week for more great playoff action. First on Sunday, we bring you the PSAL Championship from Midwood Field in Brooklyn. Catch all the action Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on MSG. Then a very special game on Monday night featuring New Jersey's premier heavyweights, Don Bosco Prep and Bergen Catholic from Giant Stadium. That game airs on MSG at 7 p.m. on Monday night. Everything you want or need to know about the Tri-State high school scene is covered by our man Mike Quick. Watch Max Prep's High School Weekly this and every Wednesday at 6 and 11 p.m. to get caught up on the high school sports scene. Thanks for watching the Snapple High School Football Game of the Week on MSG. For Eamon McInerney.